Morning traders, welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me John on this Thursday the 23rd of November. Got the tables here showing that Aussie strength is still something that we can take a look at going into today. We did look at longs on Aussie US dollar and Aussie CAD yesterday. Aussie US dollar triggered in for a long position but got stopped at break even because of the data drop from the US, and Aussie CAD would have been triggered if you did enter the position, so we're going to take a look at that as well. New Zealand yen is something we can look at, as well as Aussie yen. So yen weakness obviously coming back into the market, maybe a little bit of risk on. Market's actually looking a little bit quiet this morning across the board, so maybe we're waiting for a couple of data drops. But if we actually flick over to the slate today, there was some cable data that dropped this morning, and we can see that pound has actually started to strengthen off the back of that. So we can see pound here is S3. Wonder if that will appear on the trend traders at some point. So let's head over to the charts then. I'm going to kick it off with Aussie CAD because Aussie CAD was the market we were looking at getting involved with. Obviously CAD not on the tables at the moment, but Aussie is. This was the order that we were looking to get involved with. Now I actually missed my order, so you can see over here it says buy limit. The reason why I've put a buy limit is because this was the order obviously that we talked about yesterday, and I've missed the entry on this. So I'm going to look to see if I can get long on a pullback, and then hopefully price can continue to trade to the upside here. I still like the idea of price coming back into these swing highs. You've got the daily chart, you know, it's looking quite bullish here at the moment. If we look at the sort of weekly development, the weekly chart is bullish. I like the idea of price coming up to test this 9050 handle, and we kind of tapped into that area but didn't really get the sort of move through that level to see if there's any kind of liquidity up there. So I like the idea of price coming back to that point, and I'm looking to try and get on the back of a potential move here. Now obviously looking at the hourly chart right now, we haven't closed above the 50 MA, which is something that I like to see as well. The 30-minute time frame we have though, so that could be sort of an early entry idea into the market. Stop loss below this swing low, obviously, in case price comes all the way back down. It could obviously rebound at that point there as well, but looking to see if price can continue up to those targets. So looking to see if there's an opportunity for that there. So if you are in this, you are about 7 to 8 pips up at the moment. If you're not, then you can look to maybe place a buy limit order here. Let's go take a look at Aussie US dollar now. You can either say you're unfortunate or fortunate here to be out of this move. I don't know whether I would have liked to have sit through this drawdown that occurred. Now what happened was we had the US unemployment claims, and the US unemployment claims were looking to come in a lot lower than previous, which actually did happen. Now that's usually a dollar positive outcome, and we got stopped at break even. Now if you were watching this live, we got stopped at break even, price shot all the way back up, and you probably were thinking, oh, that was a bad decision. But I did post in the Discord that this is usually a dollar positive outcome, and price did fall to the downside. Now what happened, obviously price came into these lows here where buyers had been active in the past, and we had a rebound. We had a nice strong sort of bullish rejection there, and price rallied to the upside. Now this was the original order. I've left the entry criteria on here, and the stop loss was 0.6520. So price actually came in within 6 points of that. So depending on spread, you can see the spread's quite low on Aussie US dollar. Then you may have stayed in this position. I got knocked out at break even, obviously you can see that there. But if you have stayed in the position, you're currently up again, and the market is heading towards potentially that target up here at 1-to-1 or just beyond 1-to-1 through there. So if you have stuck with this one, then hopefully it can continue to push high for you. Aussie US dollar on the tables, and we're looking to essentially, or what we were looking to do is essentially target 66 on the chart. So we'll see if that can continue and see if that can come to fruition there, but looking to see if Aussie strength can continue in the short term. Aussie yen was a market of interest. I quite like Aussie yen from sort of a daily 4-hour time frame point of view. So let's go take a look at this. We can see that there's obviously some support in the market. We do have this kind of trend line support running through on the daily chart. If I actually zoom out, you can see there's like multiple trend lines coming through here, and each one has got steeper and steeper, showing us that there's potential for further upside. I like the analysis more on the 4-hour time frame. You can see here, sorry, I'm just going to replace some of this. There's some highs up around this level here, which is around about the 98.30 handle, and we have these swing highs up here, which is around about the 98.60. So if I just pop a little thing in here, a label, we can have a little look at that. So 98.60 is the area that we're looking at, and price has obviously breached this kind of trend line resistance that we placed in. If I just zoom in a little bit, you can see that we placed a trend line resistance in from the two highs there. We've breached that. We started to push to the upside, but you can see here as well, we came into these swing lows where buyers stepped back in. We've rallied again, so I like the idea of getting long towards these swing highs here. Now on the H1 time frame, we've already kind of made a higher high here, so I'm actually looking to see, can price start to come back into previous lows, because the 50 moving average at the moment is sitting just below this area. So I want to see, can price kind of pull back a little bit? Can we get into sort of 97.75 before looking for sort of long ideas? Or we've got this kind of levels just below that around the 97.50, which I quite like as well. On a 30-minute time frame, you can see the 50 moving average running through here quite nicely. So again, can we kind of make our way down towards this point, find support where buyers have recently stepped in, and then look to get involved with the market there? So I've set an alert at this current moment in time around about 97.73. So I'm going to see, can price come into that level there, maybe get long around about 97.80 if we do get kind of the alert set up, and then look for any opportunities around that up towards this 98.60 handle. I think if we do that, if I just go back to that 30-minute time frame, sorry, let's just put a couple of entry criterias on here. So let's say we go for, let me just go parameters. Let's say we get that 97.73 trigger. Let's say we go in long at 97.80. Let's say stop loss at the moment can probably stay around 97.50. I can see that the ATR is around about 40 to 70 bips. So, you know, a 30 pip ATR might not be too bad there. And you can see there, it's about a 1.7 to 1 if we were to get that. Obviously, you can look for a tighter entry. If price comes back down into this level and you see that price forms like a nice bullish candlestick in here, you could look to get in a little bit tighter stop loss, look for the opportunity to push towards that level there. So that's something we can also watch for coming up if we do get the opportunity to do so. Let me just jump onto pound yen. I was looking for a pound yen long opportunity this morning. I'd marked out these lows as a potential around about the 186.30 handle as a potential to get long. We rejected the range highs, and I was looking to see if news would push us into this level for a long idea, but the news actually just pushed price outside of the range now. So I'm going to sit on my hands a little bit with this one. I do like the idea again of price kind of coming up towards these key swing highs that formed back here on the 15th of November up towards that 188 handle. So I do quite like the idea of price doing that. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if there's any kind of pullbacks here at the moment, but nothing to report just as yet. You know, maybe if we took the 30 moving average breach there with a stop at 54 points, then we would have done really well. But the problem was that was high impact data. Trying predicting high impact data is very sort of I'd say it's not the easiest thing to do, right? So you want to be looking at after the data drops and let the dust settle, then we can look for opportunities to get involved. So yeah, looking to see if price can push up towards that 188 handle there. Now obviously Kiwi's on the table as well. If I just bring the tables back in, sorry, Kiwi is the second strongest, first on the trend traders, so we can obviously look for some Kiwi opportunities. Now I was looking at Kiwi dollar, we're back into swing highs here. So again, just kind of sitting on my hands on this one. Daily chart 0.6050 seems to be a tiny bit of a sticking point at the moment. We were Kiwi CAD long at one point. Obviously, we got taken out of, or we exited that position. That seemed to be the right thing to do in the end. Otherwise, we would have come out at break even here. So that was, I'm happy with that kind of outcome there. But Kiwi CAD could be one to watch as well. We've got Aussie CAD on the list, potentially Kiwi CAD on the list, looking at potential opportunities to see if this can break higher as well. But Kiwi Yen also one to watch as well, very much similar to Aussie Yen. You've got these kind of previous swing highs towards the 91 handle, looking to see can price kind of pull back and give us some opportunities. At the moment, I don't really see any on this market unless we can get kind of moves back towards the 90 handle. So again, just kind of sitting, waiting, seeing if we can get a couple of pullbacks. My favorite one at the moment is probably Aussie yen. Obviously, we did talk about Aussie CAD, so if you are in that position already, that's something you can look at, and hopefully we can try and get some more profit in before the end of the month. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.